Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to C.A.R. Entertainment. I am your host Dylan Hamilton, and today guys we're going to be doing A21 biology, and we're going to be talking about plant growth and elongation, guys. Yes, that is what we're going to be talking about today. Let's waste no time and get straight into it. It's a shorter topic, but it's quite an easier one. All of you that may hate plants, including myself, I don't like plants, not my favourite topic in the world, but we are going to go through this and hopefully make sure you can understand it and maybe like plants a wee bit better, because I didn't find it that bad. So basically, we'll just give you a quick introduction. Growth of plants is localized in a specific zone at the tip of the roots and shoots, and these are called the apical meristems. In these meristems, you have cell division by mitosis taking place, which produces more cells, and the actual growth will take place due to extra cells being produced by the mitosis elongating. So the growth takes place in these shoots, or whatever, in these meristems, sorry, because the extra cells are being produced by mitosis, and then these cells elongate. So you have the stem and root tips identified as zones of division and elongation. The majority of growth will be due to division and elongation. Now, in growing season, the cell division will become at the tip or the apex in the apical meristem. The cells will enlarge in the zone of elongation, and at certain times of the year, there will be an internode region, which is between the nodes, and this will also elongate. Now, there's three different hormones called auxin and cytokinin and gibberellins. We're going to talk about auxin and cytokinins right now. So, yeah, the three main groups of plant growth regulators that affect growth, I just stated them to you. The first one's auxin, and its site of production, it is produced in the tip and it's moved down the stem as the concentration decreases. So basically, it'll be produced in the tip and then it will move down the stem. So, the main function then of auxin is to promote growth by an increase of cell elongation in the zone of elongation. Whereas cytokinins, they're a wee bit different because they have a site of production in the meristematic tissues in the zone of division. And the zone of division means that they promote growth of increased cell division in the apical meristems. So like we stated about here in these apical meristems and etc., this is cytokinins, but auxin is for elongation within the nodes. But then you have gibberellins, and their site of production is in the leaves. They're produced in the leaves. And their main function is to promote cell growth by cell elongation in the internodes. So the difference between gibberellins and auxin is that gibberellins is only in the internodes. So plant growth substances will interact and they'll seldom act in isolation. So for example, cytokinins will promote cell division, but only whenever auxin's there. And the outline of cell enlargement then in summary is that cells will divide by mitosis in the apical meristems, where there's small thin cell walls with prominent nuclei lacking a large vacuole, and the vacuole will also absorb water and the cells will increase in size. Now, Auxin Action, and then that's going to be the end of this PowerPoint, but we're going to talk about Auxin Action very carefully because it's the main one that they're going to ask you about. So, auxin is produced in the cells of the apical meristems at the tip. So, it will firstly diffuse down the shoot towards the zone of elongation, where then everything occurs. It will bind to the specific receptors on the cell membrane here, and the membrane will pump to move hydrogen plus ions out into the cell wall. Then acidification of the cell wall will activate agents which loosen the linkages between the cellulose microfibrils, and the slippage between them makes the wall more flexible. Then the cell will absorb water by osmosis, and the flexible cell walls will allow the cells to expand. This extra water exerting will form an increased hydrostatic pressure against them. So the more auxin received in the zone of elongation, the more this effect allows cells to expand because they absorb more water by osmosis as the linkages are looser. Okay? Hopefully that's made everything a lot more clear about plants, elongation, etc. I've been Dylan Hamilton from C.A.R. Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.